Hi, you guys. So today we will be talking about figurative language and the basics of figurative speech. And before we continue, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to always be notified when we post another video. So first up, we have the simile. A simile is a comparison of two things that are not alike by using the words like or as. So one example here is, when she forgot the answer to the question, Gracie's cheeks turned as bright as a plump tomato. So what is being compared here is Gracie's cheeks to and the plump tomato. And as you can see, we are using the word as. And some tips for the simile are, the things being compared have to have nothing in common. So as you can see, like Gracie's cheeks and the plump tomato don't have anything in common. They don't have anything alike, but we are using the words like or as to compare it and make like kind of an exaggeration. Alright. So the second one we have is a metaphor. A metaphor is a comparison of two things that are not alike by stating a dissimilarity between them. And an example of a metaphor is, my brother can be a monster if he doesn't drink some coffee or tea in the morning. So here, what is being compared is the brother and the monster without using the words like or as. And some tips for the simile are, typically contains be, am, are, is, was, and were, and can become a simile if the words like or as are included. So as you can see, the word be is being used to compare the brother and the monster, and there's no like or as in the sentence. And the comparison between the two things should be recognizable, and it is. Hyperbole. The definition of a hyperbole is an untruthful exaggeration. And two examples of the hyperbole are, Jeremy runs faster than the Santa Ana winds, and I am having the worst day of my life. And so here, like, if you guys haven't heard, the Santa Ana winds are pretty strong. And so, like 30, 40 miles per hour winds. And yeah. And no one can run that fast. So this is an exaggeration. And the second one, I am having the worst day of my life. Like that day may not be the worst day of their life, right? But they're just saying it because like problem after problem is probably coming. So, and some tips for the hyperbole are, hyperboles are intended to be funny but aren't always. Like the second one here is not really that funny. So, and if something can happen in real life, it ain't a hyperbole. And so no one can run faster than 30, 40 mile per hour winds. So that's not a hyperbole. Personification. The definition for personification is a non-human thing that has been given human characteristics. And I feel like personification is like quite simple to figure out. And some examples of these personification are, the sun smiled at everyone as it rose up to the sky, and the dandelions danced in the cool spring breeze. So the sun and the dandelions have been given human characteristics, and a tip for the personification is, pay attention for human characteristics and qualities given to non-human things. So the sun and the dandelions are non-human things. So, idiom. The definition for an idiom is a phrase that has a completely different meaning from its literal meaning. So an example of an idiom is, I was on cloud nine when I realized that I got an A plus on the math test. So the idiom here is cloud nine, and cloud nine means that you're really happy and joyful. And yeah. And some tips for the idiom are idioms don't make any sense when translated into other languages. Like in another language, cloud nine is gonna literally mean the ninth cloud, and people will be very confused. So like each language has its like own idioms, and many idioms have historical backgrounds or explanations. Alliteration. Alliteration means the repetition of the same consonant sound in a few or more words. So some famous alliterations are Sally sells seashells by the seashore, and Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. And so here, like the consonant S is being literally repeated so many times, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 times in the sentence, and the letter P is being repeated several times in the second sentence, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And some tips for the alliteration are is often used in brand names. So such as like Coca-Cola or Dunkin' Donuts. And I don't think we really realized that they used alliteration for that. And can contain words that do not start with the same consonant, especially in preposition and articles. Like here, by and the, they don't have like S, so you can use it, and of and a. So allusion. An allusion is a reference to a person, place, or event from literature, sports, history, TV shows, movies, etc. So an example here is you're acting like such a Scrooge, which is from, I believe, A Christmas Carol. Can someone please confirm that in the comments? And some tips for the allusion are helps the author explain and describe. And so the author is describing a person acting like a Scrooge here and helps the reader visualize and imagine. So the reader can visualize someone acting like a Scrooge here. And the reader has to have prior knowledge to what is being referred to understand the allusion. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is from the Christmas Carol. And so you have to like know like what the Christmas Carol is about to understand what like a Scrooge. So onomatopoeia. The definition for an onomatopoeia is words whose sounds can suggest their meanings. And some examples of the onomatopoeia are pow, boom, and they slammed the door shut. And pow and boom are pretty powerful words, to be honest, and they do suggest their meaning. So, and some tips for the onomatopoeia are can be animal noises, like such as meow or bark or quack quack. And some sentences can be exclamatory and end with an exclamation mark. And yeah, so that is the end of it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that video and like started to understand what like the onomatopoeia and allusion and all the figures of speech a little bit better. And make sure to like, subscribe, and be notified by clicking the notification bell. And so I hope you guys enjoyed and have a wonderful day.